Hey guys, welcome to our finale episode of the T2. These are always my favorite when we get to do a price breakdown and do our first drive. So hopefully we get that done in this episode. So without further ado, let's get to work. The goal for this afternoon is to get this interior complete. I'd really like to see the carpet back in, all the console snap back in, the vents all put in, seats secured, everything. Have the entire interior finished. That's my goal for this afternoon. Okay, I got the carpet put back in, so we will go ahead and get the, we got this like footrest installed back up in there, and then all this trim through here, and then we can put the seat in. Yeah, that's another thing I forgot about is once we get the seats back in, we can plug it back up, make sure our airbag light goes off. If it doesn't, then we got to reset the computer for that. I'm going to show you this in case you're ever doing this. Don't be like I did. I put the footrest in first. I couldn't remember which order they came. This piece right here has to go in first because the footrest goes up over the top of that like that. Okay, so I've got the center console cover back on, and I don't know if you saw that or not, but when I put the brake down, the collar started rolling and I had to hurry up and come over here and pull the brake back up. So got the trim back on. We're gonna pull this seat belt out since it's still got some smoke smell like on this end is exposed, and I'm just gonna pull it all the way out as far as I can and put it in a bucket and scrub it out here and then let it dry. I got to thinking before I put all this carpet in and everything, I'm not 100% sure that airbag module is okay. So what I want to do is just set that driver's or the passenger side seat in here and plug it up, and go ahead and set the driver's side seat in there and plug it up and get power to the dash and see if our airbag light goes out. If it doesn't, then we'll hook the scanner to it and see if we can reset it, and if we can't, that means we got to send that off before we put the carpet back in. So okay, so I've got the airbag modules plugs hooked back up underneath the chairs, underneath the seats. Now let's see if we've got airbag light still. Flashing and it's out. Awesome. Love it when I get down with the car and there's no lights. Warning lights, that is. So now we can take that seat back out and finish with the carpet. Okay, so my wife came out and helped clean these seat belts. De-smoked them, scrubbed them really good, so those now won't smell like smoke. Look how long these things are. If you have like a 65-inch waist, you're okay in this car. I think I've got everything snapped back in, all the trim. I'm leaving this carpet just kind of, I'm not putting it all the way back in because we're going to still change that VCM. If you remember, this is the original one, and I don't really want to leave it in here with the where I've soldered on it and all that. Main thing was I wanted the mileage, so now we'll program the new one we ordered for the dealer, have it programmed to match this one since we have all the info off of it. So all we got really to snap back in is we got the vents and the dreaded handle. If you'll notice, there's holes like right here that go into this little stud here, and then the snaps just, or the clips just snap it. There it goes. And we got this little piece. Okay. Now I just got the cup holder still. I guess I'll go ahead and put the original one back in there. I don't really want to pay $150 for the good replacement ones, but plus this is a kind of a collector Solstice if there's such a thing, and I'd rather have the original one in there. It works for now, so I'll just put it back in. Okay, so now the interior is 99% complete, because that would be 100%, except we gotta get that BCM swapped out for what it was. It looks really good. I guess now we'll jump back over here and put this fender back on. Go ahead, while we're over here, do the wheel well liner, and then jump back over to the other side. Alright, so I'm going along here putting in this wheel well liner, which the front has to go back in when the bumper goes in. But then I got to looking, and I don't see the little hole for the vent for the brakes, if that's what that's for. Check it out. These Fender Liners have that for the GXP. These do not. So I'm going to take that back off and get it up next to the old one, line it up and get that hole traced out and cut that hole out. So anyway, not too bad. There's just 6 screws in there.
What's up, guys? It's time to pick winner for the t-shirt contest that we announced in last week's video. All you had to do to be entered in the winner was just comment 1K down in the comment section down below. This week is the special edition 1K subscriber t-shirt with the T2 on the front and all of our builds that we've done so far on the back. And so let's head inside and pick a t-shirt winner. Alright, so we're on our YouTube random comment picker. It looks like we had 21 people who put the 1K text down in the comment section to be entered in to win. And so let's pick our winner. Looks like it's Billy Canvanus, who said, "Congratulations for 1K. I haven't been here long, just started out the Crossfire build." Well, congratulations, Billy. You just won the 1,000 subscriber special edition t-shirt. If you just want to send us an email with your contact info, we'll get a t-shirt sent out to you. Thanks.
Alright, so I've got my new hole cut. And now I'll go ahead and put it back in again. I'll probably just put one screw up there in the front bumper area to hold it forward, and then jump over on the other side and then do the bumper last. Alright, so now that we've got that other side done with the fender liner, let's jump on this side, get the wheel off, and get it all cleaned up again and get that thing installed. Alright, so we've got this side finished, and let's go ahead and bring the bumper in. And the only part I'm not real sure how hard it's going to be is to get those ducts lined up to the holes and connected into the back side of the bumper. There's the hole we made. I'm not sure what angle these things go. That's how those things go. The letters, left turbo go up, and this flat side of this front goes towards the center of the car. So that's how they go. So I'm just gonna let them hang in there, and then when I put the bumper on, hopefully I can reach back up from underneath and snap them into the bumper. So we're about ready to slap that thing on there. Alright guys, so there we have it. It takes probably, I don't know, 30 minutes to put that bumper back on, but it's worth it to go ahead and put it back on, even though I'm going to take it back off again later for Mike to fix this little spot there, and there's a little scratch there. He's going to blend it so I don't have to lose those decals, since you can't get those anymore. And there's some little spots down low from forklift drivers, so you can do all that, but all those pieces snap back in. There's nothing broken that didn't snap back, so everything is good down there. Just paint, a little repair on that for when we're finished. And now I can go ahead and get the inspection, which is scheduled for next week with the highway patrol, and then once that passes I can get it licensed. So we'll go ahead and wash that back mud flap and the area back there behind the tire that was smoky underneath the old one, and put that on, and we should be ready to test drive this thing. All right, so we're doing our first test drive of the T2, and remember, every Solstice that we've ever had so far has all just been regular old 2.4, I think it's 2.4 engines. This is a 2.0 turbo, so in the GXP version. So we're going to see how it feels like when you kind of get on a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how this handles two grown people in this car. Andy looks like a sardine over there. His knees are up over about almost to the airbag. If it goes off, his ankles are going to be on the back side of his head. So we'll see how this does, and then we'll put the top down here in a little bit and see what it's like with the air blowing through my scalp.
So this is the first time I've actually been in this car. Dad's had to move it around the yard and stuff, but you can hear a little bit of the turbo spool.
It definitely has more get up and go than a regular base model.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can feel it still pulling pretty hard all through fourth, and there's people in front of me, so I can't really pull in fifth, but I'm sure fifth is probably like an overdrive and doesn't do much, but it definitely is fun. It's got a lot more get up to go. To me, it doesn't feel like we just got done test driving the Crossfire with supercharged, so it doesn't feel like it's got as much oomph as that, but it's definitely it would be really fun on a curvy back road, like real pretty scenery, like to take on a road rally or something.
Yeah, and you're also missing 2 cylinders and a little bit of displacement with the 4-cylinder versus the 6, and then you have to wait for the power to build with the GXP turbo, and then the Crossfire supercharged. You've got it there all the time.
That's true.
But I do prefer a turbo spool to a supercharger wind, though, personally.
And plus, it doesn't, like that SRT 6. It has a little bit more throaty exhaust even from stock. This one just sounds like a regular. I'm like, you hardly hear it.
Yeah, you can't hear the exhaust at all on this thing.
But it's a very rare 1 of 88 car, the T2 version, so I don't really want to do anything to the exhaust, you know what I mean? I kind of want to make everything stock on this.
Yeah, like the coupe has actual storage space. This one has none if the top is down.
The only thing about the coupe, like if you take the target top off, you have no place. There's no place in the car to put the target top. You have to leave it. You have to leave it wherever you take it off, or leave it on.
It'd be kind of like having a Jeep with the doors. If you want to take them off, or the roof, you kind of just out of luck.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one would be better for a weekend cruise or like a road rally, kind of like you said. The coupe would be better for like a daily because it's more practical. This one feels really balanced too. The weight distribution on this one feels really nice. It doesn't feel like it's really nose heavy, and it's really flickable around corners.
Let's stop, put the top down to see what it feels like with the. I haven't driven a convertible in a while now. All right, so now we got the top down. You hear it any better?
Oh, I definitely hear the turbo more now, yeah, for sure.
Where's my hat? Your hand's over the windshield.
Oh, there we go. Just like I like it. So, here, I'll give you guys a view of what I can see. This is eye level with me right now. But this thing is super nice. Now it's got all the interior bits and everything in there. The color match is great. It has the shortest little shifter.
He said so the convertible is a lot of fun. It's been a while since we've driven the convertible, and of the ones we had to choose from to keep, you know, this is a convertible, the Porsche is a convertible, and the coupe is a target top. So that should be a lot of the same kind of a feel.
Yeah, I've never ridden in a target top vehicle before. We were actually just talking about on the way up here how I wish that they made like a kit or something for like my body style Mustang, because I hate the actual like look of the convertible Mustangs. They have that rag top thing, and I don't know, I wish that they made some sort of target top version for that. That'd be really cool.
So if you had to choose, which one would you keep?
I think that I would probably keep this one just for the rarity of it. Because, I mean, you pull up to a car show or Cars and Coffee or something, you're going to be the only person within 150 miles is going to have one of these.
Probably more than that. I went out of 88 ever. So now I say let's head back to the house and do a price breakdown. What do you think?
I'd like to know how much money we spent on this thing, so sounds like a good idea to me.
Okay guys, it's time for the price breakdown on the T2. The total that we had on the auction that we bid for the car was $6,300. The fees for Copart were $928. Oil change $40.36. License fees $73.50. The body control module that we replaced, the new one and the one that we bought for just to get the parts off of it, $234.25. The gauge cluster $85. Fender Liners $121.26. Carfax $40. Switches $39.37. New door handles, which I still haven't replaced yet. I need to do that. $25.39. The rust remover stuff that we bought, the chemical and the pads and stuff to get all that junk underneath the dash, $28.11. Miscellaneous little pieces and parts like fuses and stuff like that, $15.13. The dash that I got from the guy that who shipped it to me, that my son's father-in-law found for me, so thanks Scott for finding that, $155. And the trip down there, fuel and food, $212.83. And I'm charging half of the parts car to the T2, so I'll use the other half. Even though I only got a few parts off of it for this, I'll charge the other half of it to the coupe when we start on that. So half of the parts car is $680. So that comes to a grand total of $8,978.20. So what do you think? I'm sure glad I did not get the bid for $10,300 or whatever it is that I bid on it that one time and lost, and ended up getting it for $6,300. So I think $8,978 is a good deal for this car with 17,000 some odd miles on it. It's a GXP. I'm really pleased with that, and we just need to decide which one of the 4 that we're working on right now to keep. We've got the Solstice T2, we've got the Solstice Coupe, we've got the Porsche Boxster, and we've got the Chrysler Crossfire SRT6. So I'm probably going to keep one of those. Which one would you keep if it was up to you? So let me know down in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this whole build on the T2, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Really appreciate you guys watching and everything. And now we made our 1,000 subscribers. I guess we could just quit the channel. I mean, we've already made our bundle, so we'll see you next week.
And always remember, don't retire it if you can rebuild it. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in and watching this week's episode of Rebuild. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any awesome content. Have a good one.